you know, I appreciate that in terms of customer service. The reason I do is because they're scrambling around, hopefully, what they're doing in that hour is they're scrambling around getting all the books back on the shelf that came in, like overnight or whatever, and they're getting stuff ready to go on delivery so we can get to the next place and get picked up as a whole as soon as possible. If they're just sitting around not doing anything, then, you know, I would question it. So the idea that, you know, the grocery stores, in the best grocery stores, the only time people are stocking shelves when people are shopping is in the areas where they want to engage them, like in the fruits and vegetables, right? Because then, you know, people can ask them questions. What is that? What is that thing? How can I cook that? What do I do with that? Or they say, you know, they're stocking them. So anyway, it's this thing that behind the scenes stuff should happen behind the scenes. So I'm all for opening it out early if you can get all of that stuff so that when people are coming through the door, you can be there for them. Although I will tell you that I'm not for people spending 3 times the amount of time to do something because it keeps them from being on the floor because they don't like that so much as they like, you know, not having to deal with people. Okay, so I you know, and if the staff is not bringing to you the idea, the concepts around divestment, you as a commission could be asking for that. You could be asking, can we create capacity by stopping doing anything? You know, stopping anything.
And we can only ask, and we'll ask Brett that.
Exactly.
Good.
Right? Okay, so you've got building capacity in the groups, yourself included. Using the budget approval process to continue to build capacity, and in terms of being smart about how you apply, you know, the criteria and the goals that you are making with the library. This is not you making it for the library, right? And then another way to build capacity, I think, is, and let's be explicit about it, is this whole concept of SOPs, right? And then also retention and recruitment.
You're putting that with SOPs?
I think it becomes one of your standing operating procedures.
And we're only talking about commissioners, we're not talking about.
Actually, I think I'm talking about everything. I think you guys should, like, keep your fingers on the pulse of everything, right? In terms of the LABs, and be part of the conversation, and keep your eye out for people in the community that you would want to connect with, you know, LABs or whatever. So it's that just kind of being the connectors, which is, and it also, it helps keep your ear open to all of the stuff that's emerging, right, in terms of the issues that are kind of bubbling up in communities, right? And then the SOP we talked about is going to cover a whole lot of stuff in terms of your agreements of working together, communication protocols, an annual calendar, you know, clarity on the budget cycle, what's happening on an annual basis, where your criteria come from in terms of your goals, from the strategic plan, etc. So all of that should be laid out, right, in a standard, in an SOP. How else can you create advocacy?
Maybe I'm missing something about advocacy, but this looks like doing our job,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
And I don't see the community in there anywhere.
Right, that's what I'm asking. How else can you create advocacy? I just put the stuff up here that we've been talking about. Yeah. Because I do think your job, doing your job, is about advocacy.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So, how else, Michael?
Well, the Speakers Bureau, which encourages commissioners to go out into the public and talk about the library, talk about what we have and what we need,
Right?
connect with our appointing authorities in a big way.
Right, so actually the engagement thing, so this is all kind of around engagement, right? So this is your municipalities, you mean your appointing bodies.
Right. City, county.
Other things, engagement, yeah.
Getting to know the foundation, person to person, people to people, so we know who these people are.
I think so. I mean, they are probably, the difference between, the difference tends to happen between foundations and library groups is, friends groups are, across the country are doing, are encountering the exact same thing you're talking about. An aging population and no new blood, or very little new blood coming in, right? In terms of, and foundations are coming around and kind of together for kind of a different reason. And friends groups, the most successful ones are the ones that are changing their practices to you know, and moving kind of beyond, not beyond, moving to a broader platform than book sales. So the foundation, and then also potentially by helping, you know, friends engage a new generation and to perpetuate the friends groups so that they will continue, right? Yeah.
Another thing that we haven't talked about in terms of labs, we've spoken about the circle of labs.
Yeah.
But the other issue